I used to think space was the great escape, a new frontier, free from the ugliness of Earth. But I learned the hard way. Human greed follows you anywhere. Out here, the pirates don't just steal gold, tech, or ships. They steal us. They're called the Flesh Raiders. No one knows who started it. Maybe it began with black market cloning rings or organ trade syndicates. But now, entire pirate fleets scour colonies and orbital stations, snatching people to sell their bodies for alien biotech experiments. The aliens don't want our tech. They want our skin, our blood, our minds. The first time I heard their name, I was just a kid. I didn't believe the stories. Nobody did. Until the day they came for my home. We thought we were too far off the main lanes to ever matter. Too small for the Great Wars, too poor for raiders. We were wrong. I remember the alarms. Shadows of their ships blotting out the stars as they dropped in from the void. Jagged hulls, black like charred bone. Their engines roaring like dying beasts. The first explosions tore through our docking bays. My father grabbed me, pulling me into the maintenance tunnels as the colony shook around us. That was the last time I saw him alive. The Flesh Raiders don't kill outright. They stun. They harvest. I'll never forget what I saw when I peeked out of that hatch. A line of civilians, wrists bound, faces blank with fear. Pirates in rusted exosuits, dragging them onto carrier barges. I saw one man try to fight. They melted him with a weapon I'd never seen, a pulse cannon that turned his body into smoking ash in seconds. I froze. My father pushed me down, whispering, "Stay hidden no matter what." Then they took him, dragged him into the shadows. I never even got to say goodbye. I hid for 3 days in the tunnels, living on recycled air and ration packs. When I finally came out, the city was empty. Everyone was gone. That's when I made a promise. I would never let it happen again. I would make them pay. Years passed. I drifted from station to station, doing whatever I had to survive. Smuggling, scrapping, fighting in illegal drone pits for a few credits. Then I found them. Not all of them, but a ship. A raider skiff called the Bonejack. I snuck aboard, not to fight, but to learn. And what I saw, it still burns in my mind. The Bonejack wasn't a ship, it was a slaughterhouse. Inside, the walls were alive, coated in slick, pulsating biotech. Tubes pumped, I don't know what blood, coolant. It was like walking inside the belly of a beast. And the crew, they weren't entirely human anymore. Spliced, they grafted alien tissue onto themselves to make their bodies stronger. It's faster, harder to kill. Half their faces were covered in something like living metal. I watched them cut apart captives, piece by piece. They weren't killing them for fun. They were sorting parts. Hearts, nerves, even memories, ripped out and stored in glowing tanks. I swore then I'd burn every last one of them. I escaped the Bonejack by pure luck, with a stolen fragment of alien biotech fused into my arm. Ow. I don't know what it is exactly, but it changed me. It made me faster, stronger. Sometimes I think it's alive, whispering to me when I sleep. But I don't care. I need every advantage to hunt them. I built my ship from the wreckage of old warcraft, painted it black like the void, fitted it with scavenged pulse cannons. And now, I hunt the Flesh Raiders the way they once hunted us. 2 weeks ago, I found one of their mother ships, a carrier larger than any city I've ever seen. It lurks on the edges of dead sectors like a spider waiting for prey. I tracked it for days, watched them strip a mining colony bare. The screams of the survivors. I heard them over the comms. I couldn't stay silent anymore. I struck when they least expected it, detonating their escort fleet with stolen war drones. My ship tore through their ranks like fire through dry grass. But I wasn't prepared for what I found inside. In the deepest chamber of the carrier, I saw something possible. The Raiders are building something new, something inhuman. Bodies, human and alien, stitched together, connected by wires and glowing veins, a colossal bioweapon, breathing like it's alive. I don't know what it's for, but I know this. If they finish it, they won't just raid colonies anymore. They'll wipe out entire civilizations. I barely escaped with my life, but I left them a gift. A chain of explosives rigged to their biocore. When I triggered it, the explosion lit up the dark like a second sun. I don't know how many of them I killed. Maybe hundreds, maybe more. But I know this fight isn't over. The Flesh Raiders are still out there, bleeding through the stars. And as long as they're alive, I'll hunt them. Because someone has to fight back. And if you're hearing this, remember, never let them take you alive. Like, subscribe, comment your thoughts if you want more stories of humanity's fight for survival, because this war is only beginning.